Wanted. One RV dealership that will allow us to walk around their lot and look at RVs, have a salesman available when we need them that is knowledgeable about their products, who makes us a fair offer right up front, and when we say that we want to go home and think about it, they completely understand and encourage us to take the time because this is a very large purchase. Wouldn't it be great if all RV dealerships in America met that same criteria? Hi, my name's Patrick, and we've been RVing now for 18 years. We've owned 10 different RVs, and we are currently looking for our 11th unit. Just recently, we were at a dealership looking at an RV that we were really excited about. Unfortunately, the experience was less than positive, and we did not end up buying the RV. And it got me thinking, what do people look for in an RV dealership? So I posted that question out on our social media, and a lot of you have given me feedback, and I want to share with you some of those comments today. We're going to start with Dave, who said, most people don't need an RV salesman to sell them an RV. What they may need are a few questions answered about something specific. Here's another one. Not to play games. Be transparent with why they have to charge all those extra fees. Mostly be willing to work around unneeded fees and be honest. Is honesty even possible in sales? Actually, I think it is when you find the right dealership. Next, Patrick said, salespeople that are patient and encourage you to take your time. Honest finance departments that don't take advantage of you just to make an extra buck. Amy says, I want my salesperson to not be pressed for a sale. I want to feel like I can walk away without them making me feel guilty I took up their time. I want the dealership to be credible and feel credible. Shane said, information, not pressure. Knowledge, not guesses. Honesty, even if we don't like it. Sean says, it would be nice to have a dealer that knows the product. When we purchased our new camp product, we knew more about the trailer than they did. This made us question our knowledge for the product and delayed our purchase. Kelly says, we do not like to be followed around while comparing units. We prefer to look and then go find an available salesperson to ask all of the questions about the units we like. Once we have that information, we want to be left alone to chat between ourselves about the pros and cons. We are not into being stalked or pressured into having salespeople hounding us. Brenda said, I want to be able to take my time, walk around, look at all of them, make notes, and then find a salesman that will listen to me and my wants and needs. That's a great point, Brenda. These are all great responses. So what are some of the red flags that I look for when we go to dealerships? Well, number one, when we walk in, if the first thing they do is hustle us to a cubicle or an office and start wanting to collect lots of personal information, that's sign number one that I want to get out of there, because this is going to be a lot like a timeshare sales pitch. Number two, I like to go to an RV dealership that will allow us to go out and look at the units on our own. Now, I understand some dealerships have their units locked and the salesperson may have to go out and unlock some units for you to look at, but it's at that point that I would like for them to step away and allow us time in each RV so that we can have conversations about, might this work for us, what might not work for us, and just allow us to figure out what is best. Now, don't get me wrong, I always like when the salesperson is somewhere fairly nearby so that if we do have questions, we can go ask those questions and have them come in and point out features. But I think there needs to be some time where you can go and really look and explore and have those discussions with you and your significant other. The third red flag is when you're with your salesperson and they start asking things like, what's it going to take to get you to buy today? Now, I understand they have a job to do and many of them are commission based, but when you tell somebody right up front, we are just looking, I really want them to respect us from that standpoint. I'm not saying I'm not willing to at least listen to an offer, but I get the sense when they start in right away with the what's it going to take, that's probably a place that I really don't want to deal with. Next is when we actually do sit down and they start running numbers. When they bring you an offer and you say, well, again, I'm just looking and no, I would not purchase at this price. Then when they start asking you to make them an offer and you've already stated that you're not going to buy something today, you know this is becoming a game. And again, that really turns me off. And finally, when they just won't take no and they force your hand into almost being rude to get out of the dealership, it feels like you're being held hostage. That is not a place I want to do business. Now, the RV dealerships that we recommend in this video, they don't do anything like that. You can go out to their dealerships, you can walk around on your own and look at RVs, you can go in and have a conversation with a salesperson, get a quote, and when you say, we want to think about this, they're going to say, go ahead, take your time, Let me know if you have any questions. We're going to be here. In fact, one of the lines I absolutely hate is, well, if you don't buy today, this RV may not be here tomorrow. Well, the last time I checked, there's a lot of inventory currently out there, and maybe that trailer wasn't the right one anyway. Don't ever be pressured into buying something you are not ready to buy. Buying an RV is a big purchase, and it's one that typically Patty and I like to think about before we make that big of a purchase. And what I really hate are these dealerships that use the timeshare sales approach. And what I mean by that is they just won't take no for an answer, and they keep coming at you from different ways, and they send different people out to meet with you. Basically, they're trying to wear you down until you say yes. We will not be pressured into buying something until we are ready to buy. I don't like hidden fees. I want to see all the numbers broken down and know exactly what my purchase price is. I want to see the taxes. I want to see if there's prep fees. I want to see if there's finance fees, documentation fees. I want to know all that right up front. Next, I never put down a deposit until we have a signed agreement in place. And I make sure that I leave the dealership with copies of exactly what we have signed, or I take photos so we have proof. Sadly, with some dealerships, you really need to protect yourself. Now, you might be wondering, why am I sharing this? Because I don't want any of you being taken advantage of or buying something that you're later going to regret. Just understand, you do not have to make a decision on the spot. You have the right to go home and think about it and decide, is that deal the best deal for you? And you know what? If it is, then you can always go back and buy it. And what if it's gone? Well, most likely there's going to be another trailer out there. 2023 is not like 2021. There is plenty of inventory out there, and demand, well, it has dropped significantly, which also means you should be able to get a really good deal if you're looking to buy either a used or a new RV. Now, I told you at the start of this video that when we got to the end, I would share with you the 3 dealerships that we are able to recommend based upon our past experiences. And I'm going to do that right now. If you're looking for a small teardrop trailer, specifically a new camp, we highly recommend Miller Trailer Sales out in Pennsylvania. Preston and Patsy Miller are the owners, and they will take good care of you. We actually worked side by side with them a few years ago at the Hershey RV show. They're great people, and they treat people right. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit larger, there's 2 dealerships we can recommend. And the first is Princess Craft RV in Round Rock, Texas. Richard and PJ own the dealership, and they do a wonderful job when it comes to customer service and treating the customers right. In fact, we drove all the way from Indiana to Texas to buy our Lance from them, and the experience has been amazing. And finally, the last dealership, well, that's our hometown dealership, Barton Lake RV in Fremont, Indiana. We bought 4 trailers from them, and every time they have allowed us to look at their inventory. They always answered our questions. They allowed us to take the time, and they were patient with us so that they made sure that we had a satisfying experience at their dealership. To date, those are the only 3 dealerships that we highly recommend based upon our past experiences. Now, have you had bad experiences, or have you had an amazing experience? Can you tell me about that down below in the comment section? Because I would love to hear and continue getting feedback from all of you. Until next time, everybody, we'll see ya on down the road. Bye.